Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Korra build here in Planet Coaster. We are working on Tenzin's home, or at least I believe this is his main home structure for him and his family. We've done what seems to be the male dorm and also the female dormitory here in the Air Temple. And it is quite a large structure, you know. It has a very heavy foundation, very much like a castle of some sort. If you think about, this is basically how Japanese castles kind of look. You know, they have that very tall, solid base to them with slightly sloping walls, and then the fancier things above. Because really, I don't know if Japan did much siege, like hard siege warfare, like in say medieval Europe, where we had ballistas and catapults and trebuchets. Sadly, I'm just not as well versed in that history as say medieval or fantasy, but you know, I assume they didn't do quite as much, just because otherwise there would be no point in having such decorative elements just such a low level off the ground. Anyways, you know, enough rambling about history that I probably don't know anything about. Let's just talk about what we're building and why we're building it. And you know, what we're doing is obviously Monday used to be the tutorial Monday, but we have finished the basic kind of coaster building series that we've been working on the past few weeks, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. So I moved Korra up 2 days just so that we can get to it sooner. We will be wrapping this series up hopefully within the next 2 to 3 episodes, and then at that point you guys will be able to see how it's all fitted together, and I'll upload it to the workshop so you guys can potentially turn this into a park and enjoy it in your own way, if you can load it. We're at about 128,000 pieces right now, and it's just gonna get even more with all the trees and rocks and environmental things we need to add around the island, plus a few more outbuildings. There's really not any more large structures to worry about after this one. We just have another plaza and a gazebo and some other smaller storage-like buildings. But I changed the shape of the lake in between episodes. I didn't like how the line kind of ended a little bit too abruptly before, so we kind of extended that up the plaza a little ways. We're going to be adding this little front decorative element. Now, this isn't in some of the reference images that I am using, but it is something that I want to put in there because I think it looks cool. It is in a few save, I believe from the Legend of Korra video game here on Steam, and it just has a really kind of cool looking balcony kind of sport area by the river and lake there in front of his home, and I think that's gonna look pretty cool. We're just doing some more roof tiles, you know. Shame on me for not saving these as tiles earlier, so that's what we're going to be doing this episode as well. I need to save this thing so that maybe I can get this uploaded as a blueprint, and you guys can have my full kind of Asian roof tile set to use in your own parks and totally kill your computer with a part count. So good luck on that. If I do decide to upload that for you guys can let me know down below if you guys want these things. They can be recolored pretty quickly, so they don't have to be this blue color either. And hopefully the variety, you guys can stitch it together and make kind of variations as needed, as I am doing throughout this whole series. You know, like, you know, using the partial bottom of that corner to get the tops rounded out. We're going to be making some tall pillars. This has a very tall kind of first floor above this very heavy foundational element, and we need to use that very fancy tall metal kind of column just so we can bridge the span between roof and floor. We'll be kind of continuing that throughout some of the corners of the building as well. The little porch kind of water element down here is going to need a little bit of a tone shift with the stonework variety there, and that does look pretty cool. And it's a little bit heavier, you know. You're gonna have these smaller windows down here where it's a little bit more defensible, and then you're going to have the normal wooden and paper wall like elements on the upper floors, like we have been doing throughout the whole series here at this point. And, you know, it's all about trying to maintain the theme throughout. You know, I can't really change it too drastically. I can add some details and embellish some areas in between all these buildings. But at this stage in the game, you know, there's really not much to really think about. It's all about that rinse repeat kind of mentality. So, you know, I do apologize if that does make a little bit more of a boring episode, because you guys have kind of seen all this. Here's some new tile sets, and this is going to be the tile set for Tenzin's home. We're going to mix it up just a little bit, use some different colors. We're also going to introduce some like gold trim elements here, just because it's a little bit more fancy, and some icing, just to heighten that a little bit as well. Now, we're not going to have the icing everywhere. It's basically just going to have one single tile piece that's going to have that element, and it's going to look pretty cool. We're going to use the plaster kind of flowery pattern there and color that a golden color as well, just to make that stand out. And there you go. There's our first little tile. Now, we're going to have quite a few. You know, we need an upper story tile. We need a possible window variant, and that's what we're doing now. And this is actually a full tile with a window going all the way across, in case you want that nice full wall of light coming in. That would be pretty cool. This is a tea room-like style window. Very kind of Chinese-esque on those. We need a door tile as well. And also, I'm making a blank tile and just for filling the space, just so everywhere kind of doesn't look the same. We'll go back in, delete the temporary walls that we used to kind of rough in the structure so that I could know where the roof line is going to be, and then we'll just start copying and pasting these things over in a alternating pattern so that we get some variety quick and easy. If you guys want to know why I do things like this, you know, where I rough in the building shape first and then follow that with a tile set, you can go watch the building tutorial series here on the channel. It goes through the basics of doing this, and also goes through the basics of how to start any building in that case. And I hope that helps you if you're just now getting into Planet Coaster and want to learn some more. So, the upper plaza kind of balcony area going around the large foundation, that's going to end up having a similar guardrail to the rest of the theme set, and that'll just tie it all together and also make the bottom look a little bit more heavy. You know, I do like my buildings to have a heavy foundation, and then as they get taller, they do get a little bit lighter and a little bit more airy, just so that they become more well balanced in my eyes. You know, that's more of an aesthetic choice that I enjoy, but you guys can feel free to do it however you like. And really, I think that's the coolest thing about this whole creative process in Planet Coaster, or any creative game in general, is just that, you know, when it comes down to it, aesthetic and proportion and all this kind of stuff is a little bit arbitrary, and everyone kind of creates what they want to see in the game, and that's why we get such a huge variety in the structures in the game that we do, and it can create some really good interest, and also expose each other to different ways to do formats and different ways to do theme sets, and that's something that I really like about this game in the community. I've been looking at the go-kart submissions for the contest that's going on right now, and you know, there's just really amazing stuff from people that, you know, I recognize and don't recognize, and so it's an ever-growing community that I'm pretty happy to be a part of. You know, I was a featured creator for a while, so that's just pretty interesting for me. You know, like I didn't think I would ever be featured and manage to talk to some devs in person. Like it's just weird. I didn't think I would ever get to that point, so I think you guys have helped me get there, so thank you for that. Beyond that, we're just going to detail out just some lily pads and things of that nature to flesh out the pond a little bit better. The addition to that lower section does add to that, just because it's going to have a little bit of detail right there at the water's edge, and I think that's going to help balance out the water in the long run. And I think that's also why I really like that one reference image that did have that there, is because I think it just worked with the water element very well. We'll add some greenery just along the water's edge, and that's just going to continue through, and then we'll continue the placement of these lily pads just where the water would be a little bit more calm, and in the corners there might be some loose ones around, but you know, very, very sporadic, and just a minor detail to kind of sell that this is water. Anyways, at this point we're pretty much done with the speed build. We're gonna go ahead and kick it over to real time so you guys can see what it looks like. Give me feedback as always, and we'll see you over there. Okay, so here we are. We have the cool staircase going up to that initial foundational element up in the upper section. This is more like, I think the upper section is the more livable area. The lower section might be a little bit more, say, I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go at this point, guys. Like I can only assume what each building is for so long before I'm like, yeah, it's another blue-roofed Asian building with windows and doors in areas that I don't understand for any reason beyond that people live here. Right. So beyond that, we got the little tree out front. We got the cool, awesome reflection just coming in here as we get closer. You know, my graphics are only set to medium for FPS reasons, but once the series is finished, I'll turn everything up to maximum just so I can get some cool shots for you guys. Kind of the still frame ones where I don't have to move and kill my computer. But, you know, I just like the large windows on the lower floor. That front door looks a little small. I think I might end up making a larger, more custom door in the long run. It just doesn't feel like it fits the rest of the building. It's not really grand enough compared to everything else. I'm fine with the small one down here. I think that fits a little bit better. And, you know, we get some motifs from other areas. So, like, areas like this kind of makes you think of the women dormitory on the other side of the island, and it's just slowly tying everything in together. And once we get more greenery elements, everything will just kind of just rotate through. I don't quite know what to put back here right now. I mean, I could do some garden space possibly, and some trees, some small trees, but there's no real shot looking this way across the lake. They're all looking north, and looking south, there's no real reference image that I can see. But if you guys can link to anything that you know, please do so, because I need references and I need to know what the heck is at the lower floor of this building. Maybe it's a gym, it's a dojo. It's the dojo, the private dojo for the airbending master. Why not? We got the tile set still hanging about. We are going to add this little corner piece here to the rest of it. I shouldn't have clicked on the building. That totally lagged and killed my computer a little bit, and I hit escape anyways, and that's gonna do the same thing. Okay, I'm a little loopy. It's about 12:30 in the morning. We got some more space over here to the right. We're going to have some additional buildings here. We're going to have another low wall up here to the north here shortly. This will be next episode. We'll kind of fill in the terrain gap here. And then it looks like there's some small farmland for, like, say, a personal farm, like community farm element just above here. And then a gazebo. So I think I want to try and capture all that next time. And at that point, from there, we'll just head back down here towards the front of the island, work on the pathing and plaza areas down to here. You know, all this terrain is roughed in, but, you know, we can do better, smooth this all out, make it look real nice. And then the last structure will be right here, and it's kind of a dock and a greeting area, I assume. And from that point, trees, details, lanterns, miscellaneous just details throughout the rest of the save, and getting the island all polished up so that I can upload it for you guys. But I think for us, this episode is over. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, it's quite the large build and quite a lot of time to work on this. Anyways, if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, feel free to leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well on how you guys think everything is going so far. Check out my new series. We're starting an actual park. It's been a while since we've done one, and we're going to start it off right by making things that aren't relevant to the game itself, like parking. Anyways, until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.